Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Saturday, April the 16th, Grade 1 stakes action at Keeneland. Race number 10 is the Jenny Wiley. Fillies and mares going 1 mile and a 16th on the turf. $500,000 is the purse. Let's take a look at this field. Remember to view those free DRF Formulator past performances. View them on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Certainly worth a view. The 3 Shantasaro, the 4 Regal Glory, they are trained by Chad Brown, and they are going to take the bulk of the money.
Yeah, 2 really nice turf mares that Chad has on this race. It's a very short field, Dan. It really does. I feel like we're going to get to this in a minute. I feel like the European import Wallyak has a legitimate chance to win here, but it's going to be really hard to get past these 2 Chad Brown fillies.
Not a big field. We're not expecting a fast pace. We throw up the Timeform US pace projector, and I agree with Timeform US. I think Navratilova, the 5, is going to be forward. I think the 6 Lady Speightspeare is going to be forward, and I don't think they're going to be going very fast.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that either. I just don't know how much of an advantage it is, Dan, because neither one of the 2 Chad Brown favorites, they're not going to be up there pressing the pace in there, but neither one of them are slow. And to me, they're just not supposed to be compromised by the way this race is run.
If the number 1 Scarabilla runs in this spot, she is also cross-entered in a race on Friday at Keeneland. She's going to be one of the longer prices, if not the longest shot on the tote. She made a mid-move last time out in the Grade 3 Orchid. She flattened out. She really hasn't run badly in her 2 starts against graded stakes competition. I just think she wants to go a little bit farther.
Yeah, I don't know how this cutback in distance is going to work for her if she runs here. I mean, I don't, hate the idea of her going shorter in here. She ran fine last time. She didn't have a huge excuse in that Orchid. And I actually liked the move that Jose Ortiz made in there, going with an early run to take over on a slow pace. It just didn't work out.
Wallyak, the number 2, only raced once in North America last year. That was at Woodbine in the E.P. Taylor. Now, she caught the boggy going that I think she likes, but that pace just was ridiculously slow, and Wallyak was held up behind the leaders, and she ran okay. That distance might have been a little bit far for her. The jury's still out as to what her best distance is, but earlier in her career, they were really concentrating on running her middle distances like this one.
Yeah, I'm willing to give her the 1.25 mile excuse for that most recent race. When you watch the replay back, she got a perfectly good trip in that spot. She had a real chance at it in the stretch and just couldn't quite get there. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. And the more I looked at her, I know that she's won going 1.25 miles in the past. I feel like the reason that she got good last year as a 4-year-old is because they concentrated on shorter races with her. She won a couple of stakes races over there. In between those 2 stakes races at the end of the year last year, she had real trouble in that Group 3 on August 21st. Totally blew the brake in there and then made a big run to get up for second. She was in good form last year. I think she's a player in this race.
The number 3 Shantasaro, one of the 2 Chad Brown train runners, so impressive in her 4 races in North America last year. Let's watch the Queen Elizabeth II Cup, her final start as a 3-year-old. These are against peers-only competition, but it's at Keeneland, and you don't win Grade 1 races as easy as this that often. She's had a very nice trip in the second flight. She made a 3-wide bid on the turn, and she blew by another Chad horse who's a pretty good one. Technical analysis.
Yeah, I mean, she just absolutely buried this field. Now, obviously, there's not a ton of running going on behind her here. But you sort of felt like when they came to the top of the stretch, the technical analysis, might give her a run for her money. And it was just no contest. She just buried that horse. I liked all of her starts over here last year, Dan. I feel like coming off the layoff here, she's probably the horse to beat.
Is the distance a little bit sharp for her? And is the layoff a concern? The one race she lost here last year was her first start of the year. Or off the layoff.
Yeah, it was off the layoff, but she just had more than anything else when she lost that race at Monmouth. She just had a terrible trip that day. After that, I actually don't think this is too short for her. I actually felt like even though she won the Jockey Club Oaks going 1 3/8. I felt like that distance might have been too far for her.
Now, the distance isn't going to be a problem for the number 4, Regal Glory, who's just such a versatile and classy mare. She won the Matriarch 2 starts back, when able to get a very easy lead up front, and she showed her versatility coming from off the pace in the Pegasus World Cup filly and mare turf. Let's watch Regal Glory come widest and fastest at odds on. She was way the horse to beat coming in. She did not disappoint, and she has the tactical gear where she can adapt to any kind of pace scenario. Maybe the slow pace helps her.
Yeah, I think it probably does, because if they really go slow in here, she's going to be up close to the pace. This is an impressive win. She's been actually a really good horse right from the start for Chad. I feel like she doesn't necessarily have the reputation of some of his other really good turf mares, but she's really good. The one, lingering issue with her, Dan, is she has a tendency to get herself into trouble in her races, and she really can't afford that in a race like the Jenny Wiley. I mean, each of the last 2 years, when you go back and look at her just the games at Belmont Park, she ran great in those races, but she had enough trouble that it compromised her. And she actually had trouble in that race we just watched, that Pegasus World Cup, but that field just wasn't good enough to take advantage of it. She can't afford to make any mistakes here, but she could easily win this race.
Navratilova is up next, the number 5 for Rusty Arnold. This is a filly that has done well at Keeneland. She won the Grade 3 Valley View over Yielding Going, over Course and Distance to cap off her 3-year-old campaign. And she has a race already this year to race her into fitness. Let's watch the Grade 3 Honey Fox. Gulfstream going a mile. We see her getting close to the pace. She's on the outside. She basically, chased 3 wide. The pace wasn't very fast. And all in all, it was okay off the layoff.
Yeah, nothing wrong with this performance. The horse that wins the race did go right to the lead in Italian, another Chad Brown horse, and Navratilova sat up close to her and was just no match through the stretch. Can't hold second. Not a terrible performance, Dan, but, a similar effort to that one. It's not going to be good enough against this field.
Lady Speightspeare, the 6, won the Grade 1 Natalma as a 2-year-old going a 1-turn mile at Woodbine. She won the first 4 starts of her career, but it's the last 3 that we're concerned about when they moved her back to turf. I didn't care that much for her Tropical Park Oaks 3 starts back. She was really all over the place, jumping tracks early, lead changes left and right. In the Endeavor, no excuses, just a better horse beat her, Bleecker Street. And last time out in the Hillsborough, can you make the argument maybe she went a little bit too fast in the early portion of that race, and they'll go slower this time, and that could help?
Yeah, the slower pace could help her. I also feel like just going shorter is going to help her too. I don't think she wanted any part of 9 furlongs last time. And she bumped into a hot horse that day, another Chad Brown horse. Bleecker Street has beaten her twice in a row now. The waters don't get, any shallower for her here, Dan. She's probably facing even better Chad Brown horses this time. We'll see if she can pull the right trick.
Before we get to our top selections, I want to remind everybody that hasn't done so already, please subscribe to the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel. You can get all of the latest offerings from DRF TV. Here is our top pick for the Jenny Wiley, your Saturday race of the day. Shanta Sara's just been so impressive, Mike. I don't think she's a 1-run closer. I don't think the distance is going to work against her. I think she has more upside than Regal Glory. It's Chad's world.
I mean, I had all those same ideas in my head, Dan. I don't think there's that much between these 2 fillies right now. I could have gone either way as far as a top pick goes, but it doesn't matter. They're 6-5 and 7-5 on the line.
3, 4, 2, 6 for me. Mike's going to try to get the European horse, the one that ran at Woodbine, into the exotics. That, of course, being the number 2, Wallyak. 3, 2, 4, 6 for Mike. It's the Jenny Wiley, Grade 1 at Keeneland on Saturday. Good luck.